So I'm Meghana. I'm a project engineer intern at Swinerton Builders, and I'm part of the self-performed drywall team right now. I'm actually an intern, so I just started 2 months ago, so not even 1 year, just 2 months. But Swinerton, I first found out about them through an info session at my school, and by listening to the project managers talk about what they do, I thought I was really interested in the company, and that's what brought me here in the first place. I'm a student at UC Berkeley and civil engineering, and every 2 weeks or so they have companies come in and explain what they do. So I attended one of these info sessions for Swinerton and was really interested in the work. And so I applied and I interviewed and I got here, so it was great. When I was little, I always liked playing with Legos, and I was really interested in infrastructure and just buildings in general. And in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but all I knew is that I liked cities and building cities. And I feel like that was a pretty clear path to, oh, maybe construction. So yeah, that's how I got here. That's where the interest started. I wish more people knew how many aspects go into it, because even I, before this internship, didn't realize how many subcontractors are involved and just how much is going on in the construction process. And I feel like just if more people knew that, it would seem like more interesting. Like they'd be like, how does this even happen? Like, how do you get this whole building in the first place when all these aspects are there to think about? I'm a really detail-oriented person, and I think in my team that's been something that's been useful. I'm actually doing data science as well. I'm doing 2 majors, and because AI and computer science is becoming more prevalent in these past years, I'm hoping that my skills as also like a data scientist will help the construction industry. I'm not sure how yet, but I think there's a possibility for that. So far, my experience as an intern, something that I found that has worked for me is kind of being thorough. Like if you have a question, making sure to look through all the plans and the specs and trying everything you can to find the information. I feel like that has helped me when I do have a question back up and like have all the information I need. And something that I try to avoid is not being educated about what I'm saying. I think it's very important to do your research and make sure you're prepared for anything, even if it's just a meeting or like a question or a meeting or calling like a foreman. Like I think it's very important to be prepared. Honestly, the people, I feel like this office, people are always talking to each other and you can ask questions, and in the kitchen, you run into people who are from different divisions, but they're always so nice and ask you how your day is going, and you can just talk about anything with anyone. And I've had other internships before, and this one was definitely a different feel because I felt more a part of the company, and it was casual, but they also get a lot of stuff done, which I feel like makes me more excited to come into work. So I wake up and then I walk my dog because that's my job in my family. And then I get ready and I get to work at like 7:30. And then I check emails, make sure to like reply to anything that was sent before leaving yesterday. And then I'm usually most productive in the morning. So I try to get stuff that needs like extended periods of focus done in the morning. Like right now, my job is working on submittals, so putting together documents. And then I take my lunch break, and then I get back, and usually there's some meetings in the afternoon or stuff that has to do more with people. So I try to save that for later, so I'm more excited for it and just Yeah, in general, after that, I think that's probably the end of my workday. So then I go home and do my relaxing, and yeah, that's the end of my day. Getting stuff done, like I do, being a part of like a project, it's cool to see things progress and things get built, and I feel motivated because I want to keep the project on schedule, and like seeing a project from start to finish is always exciting, and I want to be a part of that. Communication and compassion. Like, I think things get done faster when more people are aware of what's going on, and I think also compassion is important because I think that motivates people to be better. And also, if things aren't exactly going the way they should, I feel like it's important to make sure the bond is still between team members is still strong rather than like fall apart, which is why I think compassion, like especially in construction when we're tight on schedule and things are moving really fast, I feel like that's important in keeping like a company and a team together. This is kind of funny. I wanted to be an architect, and so, but then I realized I wasn't into design as much as I was into like operations and more of the implementation side. So I also really like math and physics, so which I guess is more engineering, not exactly construction, but I wanted to take a more technical path, which is why I ended up here instead of being an architect. Buildings are really cool, and women can really succeed in this industry. I look up at like people on my team, and I see lots of like successful like women who are doing like amazing things. And I think if you're interested in how like cities in general, construction is a great field to go into because you get exposed to so many cool projects in this field. There's a lot of women, and I'm definitely inspired by all of them. I've learned to not take things personally. It's more about the job, not about me, and I think that's helped with in life, just being more unbothered, like not like going through life, being more calm and not worrying about everything. I think just getting things done. Okay, this is actually during my internship. This is my first construction internship, so I didn't understand a lot about the construction process. I didn't know anything coming into it. And during my intern evaluation, they asked, what would you like to know more of? And I said that I'd like to see different scopes of work. And I wasn't expecting them to take action on it, but then the intern lead, Athena, she set up some site walks for me in different projects, and I had the opportunity to go for like 2 days and visit and stay on these jobs that I wasn't working on. And that was such a cool experience because I got to see things I don't normally see in the office, and it just opened my eyes, and those 2 days alone helped me learn so many things about construction. So that was, I think, a pretty big moment for me. I think, honestly, at Swinerton, the work-life balance as part of the self-perform team has been pretty good. And I think the only thing that I felt is that sometimes I'm tired in the evenings, but I think that's just because I went from school to, this is my first full-time job. I think eventually I'll get used to it and start planning things, because I found that that helps, like having things planned in the evening and taking the free time that I do have to do stuff I like instead of like rotting in my bed scrolling through TikTok. So I think it is possible to have a good work-life balance. I just have to make sure I'm doing the things I like in the free time that I have.